Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to Your Health, coming to you live from Al Khair Ikra Studios here in Bradford. Alhamdulillah. Before the break, we were going through some remedies, and I mentioned a remedy for acne and pimples on the face. Many people, especially teenagers and certain other individuals, they cannot get rid of the acne, and they try one course after another course of antibiotics. And unfortunately, not just the fact that their pimples and acne remains where it is or goes for a short duration and then returns, their stomach and the gut microbiome suffers tremendously. Why? Because antibiotics generally don't discern between the good and bad bacteria. They get rid of all the bacteria. Antibiotics, that's what they do. Now, homeopathic remedies can be very, very gentle and very effective. Now, this remedy I mentioned before the break, Arsenicum bromatum in the 6C, is very, very good for pimples and acne on the face. What you need to do is try this remedy maybe for 6 weeks, and alhamdulillah, you may be pleasantly surprised. Let your GP know as well that you're trying these homeopathic remedies, so he's aware and in the loop as well. Arsenicum bromatum 6C 3 times a day for about 6 weeks. This, by the grace of Allah, has the potentiality to get rid of your pimples, your acne, not just your acne. If you have acne rosacea, which is always difficult to eradicate, Arsenicum bromatum can help with that as well. It can help with that as well. So, याद रखिए इसका नाम Arsenicum bromatum in the 6C potency. I mentioned before the break that it's also very good for diabetes as well. Alhamdulillah. होम्योपैथी के अंदर डायबिटीज़ के लिए 2-3 दवाई होती हैं. एक है सेफेलेंड्रा, एक है सिजिगियम और एक है जिम्नीमा. Syzygium, gymnema and cephalandra. Many mixes of homeopathic remedies for diabetes contain these, especially in the mother tincture. Syzygium S के साथ, cephalandra with the C, and gymnema with the G. These are very important remedies. But alongside that, this remedy, Arsenicum bromatum, is also can be very effective for diabetes. But as I mentioned before the break, you can't take this more than 15 days. 3 drops 3 times a day in a small amount of water for 15 days. After that, you can either take the remedy, as I mentioned, Arsenicum bromatum in the 6C potency, not in the mother tincture. Mother tincture is when you macerate the plant, and the succus that comes from the plant, that is basically what you're taking. That's where the homeopathic remedies are made from. 6C means that it's been diluted 6 times from there. Take a drop from that herbal, wherever it comes out from the plant, the succus, and then you dilute that with 99 drops of normal dilutant and 1 drop from the herbal tincture. You hit that on your hand 20, 30, 40, 50 times, and then you take a drop from there, put it into another kind of small utensil, maybe a test tube, add 99 drops of dilutant and shake that as well. That's the 2C. You do this 6 times and you arrive at the 6C potency. The more diluted it is, the more powerful homeopathic medicines are, according to the homeopathic theory. So 6C, Arsenicum bromatum 6C, 3 times daily. You can take that for your diabetes as well, or you can. So the one option was take the Arsenicum bromatum 3 times a day for 15 days in the mother tincture, 3 drops daily 3 times. After 15 days, go to the 6C potency of the same remedy, Arsenicum bromatum, 3 times a day. You can do it as long as you want to, inshallah. Or number 2, you can go to the main remedies for diabetes, which are syzygium and gymnema and cephalandra, and take that in mother tincture. They're very safe. Now let's move on to burning feet. Many people, if you go to slide 1, many people have symptoms. If you go to slide 2, Adil. Many people have these itching, burning sensation on their feet, and they'll also have the sensation of being on fire. or sometimes sensation of electric shocks, or even pins and needles. Now, the people who don't have these symptoms, probably don't know how this feels, but the people who have this, it is such a, it's such a pain, literally. These people can't study, they can't sit down because of this pain, and often enough this can be caused by nerve damage. So many people with diabetes, because obviously, as you know, diabetes causes three main complications: diabetic neuropathy, nephropathy and retinopathy. Three things: affects your eyes, the nerves of your eyes, can affect your kidneys, and it can affect the peripheral nerves on your hands and feet. So on your feet, if you have these symptoms, then more often than not, there may be some onset of nerve damage. And if you haven't checked your sugars, your blood sugars, you should make an appointment with your GP and have your your feet checked. Look, another slide, the second slide. This is what people feel. They feel like their feet is on fire, literally, because nerve pain feels like that. It feels like, fiery sensation. You feel that there's so much pain. So if this is the situation, then you must go to your GP and have your diabetes kind of HbA1c test done, just to make sure that your blood sugar levels are in control. Diabetes is very dangerous. Amputations, and I mentioned before, diabetic neuropathy, nephropathy, retinopathy, your eyes, your optic nerves are affected by high blood sugars, your kidneys are affected by high blood sugars, and your peripheral nerves of your hands and feet, they're affected. It's very, very dangerous. Allah Ta'ala keep us all safe from diabetes. And I mentioned before, there's a very good book by Dr. Roy Taylor of how to reverse type 2 diabetes. And if you had it for 6 years or less, he guarantees you. And the way he guarantees you is, he mentioned in his book, and I did a program here as well some months ago, that you need to have only 900 calories for 2 months. When you have 900 calories for 2 months, what will happen is that it will get rid of maybe half a stone, 1 stone, and in doing so, it'll get rid of 1 or 2 grams of fat from your pancreas and your liver, and this is sufficient to restart your pancreas's secretion of insulin and make you less insulin resistant, alhamdulillah. But the remedies I wanted to mention for burning of the feet. Let's look at slide number 3, Adil Bhai. Remedy number 1, Medrhinum. Medrhinum is the first remedy for burning of the feet. In the 200C potency, 1 tablet 3 times a week. So Monday, Wednesday and Friday. This remedy is especially suited for people who can't even sleep because of this problem. They have insomnia, they have anxiety, they can't keep their feet in one place. So Medrhinum in the 200C potency can be really, really effective for burning pain. The second and third remedy are mother tinctures. So acid phos mother tincture. This acid phos is a very good remedy for general weakness as well. It's also good for people who are really unwell and convalescing after illnesses. So acid phos MT means mother tincture for diabetic neuropathy. So people who have diabetes, and because of diabetes they are incurring nerve damage. So acid phos is good for that, and if they have burning feet, then especially more suitable for them. And then the third is ginkgo biloba. These acid phos and ginkgo biloba will be mixed together. So ginkgo biloba, this is a remedy which is also very effective for pushing blood to the extremities. So hands and feet, people who have cold hands and feet, maybe Raynaud's disease, is very good for that. And also if they feel that they're forgetting things, it's actually a stroke remedy. And the reason why it's so good for stroke, I read in one of the medical journals that this can 50% it can increase your recovery. So somebody has a stroke, may Allah keep everybody safe, and they maybe lose 1 hand and 1 feet, the use of 1 hand and 1 feet, 1 leg. But because if they take this ginkgo biloba with their GP's acquiescence and with his information, then this can reduce their kind of potential damage to their body by 50%. So instead of losing the use of 1 hand and 1 foot, maybe 1 foot or maybe 1 hand, may Allah give him shifa. So ginkgo biloba and acid phos, these two are remedies, and the way you take these remedies is you mix them together. So you obtain the mother tincture, let your GP know what you're doing, and then 15 drops in half a cup of water. So 15 drops of this combination. So you put acid phos mother tincture together, ginkgo biloba together, maybe in a 30 ml bottle, add the same amount, 50 ml of each, and then take 15 drops of the combined remedy in half of a glass of water 2 times a day. This insha'Allah ta'ala can and will help you with your burning feet. And then the third one, K-Lifos. K-Lifos 6x is a great remedy. It's a biochemic salt actually. K-Lifos is a good remedy for many people with neurasthenia who have studied too hard, their nerves are frayed, they jump at small things, they're easily anxious, they can't study without having headaches. It's a great remedy for students and intellectuals who made a great effort. But here, we're giving this as a nerve tonic to help heal the nerves of the feet. K-Lifos. Let's just show you some of these bottles. If you go to slide 4, this is the spelling of Medrhinum 200. Sorry, that's ginkgo biloba. So we'll check with ginkgo biloba, and then acid phos, and then we have Medrhinum. These are the 3 remedies I've mentioned, the mother tincture. And in fact, if you go to acid phos, can you see the sign next to acid phos, that round kind of, well, if you go back to acid phos, Adil. There we are, acid phos. So the round, it's like a round O with the line through it. That signifies that the contents are mother tincture. Anything else will have the number next to it, 30 or 200 or whatever potency is. So these are the remedies which can be very, very effective for, burning, pain, jalan as we call it in Urdu, of the feet. Now some other people, what they have is, they don't just have, like burning pain and nerve pain, they actually have their feet become, they actually start swelling, and they start getting kind of, a lot of water, like dropsy symptoms around their ankles and around their feet. बस मैं ये कह रहा था कि बाज़ लोगों को ये तकलीफ़ होती है कि, if you get rid of this slide please. So some people have symptoms where they have a sojan. यानी बाज़ लोगों को सोजन हो जाती है, उनके पाँव के लगभग उनके पाँव सूज जाते हैं, और काफ़ी स्पेशली जब वो सफ़र करते हैं या एक जगह वहाँ बैठे रहते हैं 1-2 घंटे, तो जब उठते हैं तो उनके पाँव में सोजन और वर्म हो जाता है. तो इसके लिए एक बहुत अच्छी दवाई है, यूटिका यूरिन्स. यूटिका यूरिन्स इस दवाई का नाम है, URTICA और URENS, यूटिका यूरिन्स. और ये भी मदर टिंचर के अंदर 20 गूंद 20 ड्रॉप्स कुछ कलील मिकदार पानी के अंदर 3 मरतबा दिन के अंदर, इससे इंशाअल्लाह ताला बहुत ही फ़ायदा होगा. और अगर आपने जिसको ये तकलीफ़ हो, अगर उसने 1-2 माह तक ये लिया, तो इंशाअल्लाह ये तकलीफ़ जाती रहेगी और ये तकलीफ़ उनको नहीं होगी. रिकवरी के लिए बस चंद दिन के अंदर चली जाएगी ये तकलीफ़, लेकिन इसको हटाने के लिए यानी हमेशा के लिए लगभग 6 हफ्ते से 2 माह तक आप इसको लेते जाए इंशाअल्लाह. ये काफ़ी जेंटल होम्योपैथिक दवाई होती है, साइड इफ़ेक्ट इसके अंदर नहीं होते और सस्ती भी होती है, महंगी भी नहीं होती है, और काफ़ी 200-250 साल तक ये जो सिस्टम है ये कामयाब रही है. दुनिया के अक्सर हिस्सों के अंदर इसका हुसूल और इस दवाइयों को हासिल करना आसानी से हो जाता है. तो इंशाअल्लाह उम्मीद है कि आपको फ़ायदा हुआ होगा आज इंशाअल्लाह. अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला आपको शिफा अता फरमाए और सेहत अता फरमाए, और अल्लाह ताला हम सब से राज़ी हो जाए. Until next week inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.